Hello, my name is Alexa Medina. I'm a 16 years old student and I'm going to talk about the Cold War, which was during between March 12, 1947 and December 3rd, 1989. It was basically a struggle between countries, mainly representing the rivalry between United States and the Soviet Union and their respective allies that developed after World War II. The term Cold War refers to a contradiction and conflict between countries that not attack with direct establishments, but they try to decrease the enemy's political, social, and economic aspects during the battle. In the Cold War case was called by that because neither the Soviet Union nor the United States officially declared war on each other. Now let's talk about the two systems. The first one is economic capitalism system. In this system, information about what is highest valued is transmitted through those prices at which another individual voluntarily purchases the capitalist's goods or service. The essential feature of capitalism is the motive to make a profit. Modern capitalist theory is traditionally traced to the 18th century treatise and inquiry into the nature and causes of the wealth of nations by Scottish political economist Adam Smith, and the origins of capitalism as an economic system can be placed in the 16th century. The other one is economic socialism system. It offers aggregate possession as a rule through a state-controlled office, labor helpful or inside and out state proprietorship with designation to delegates. Socialist market economies generally discourage private ownership. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels believed that the hunter-gatherer societies and some primitive agricultural societies were communal and called this primitive socialism. And now for the interview, I decided to do it with my father because he likes very much history. He is 43 years old and his name is Sergio Medina. So let's hear it. What countries were the world leaders during this period?
They were mostly participating the US and the Soviet Union, but also it included the Poland, Hungary, Czechoslovakia, Bulgaria, Romania, East Germany, and Albania. Although Western countries were not part of it.
Why did countries who were allies during the wars become enemies afterwards?
Post-bellum Soviet expansion in Eastern Europe energized many Americans. Apprehensions about a Russian intent to control the world. In the interim, the USSR came to detest what they saw as American authorities, belligerent manner of speaking, arms development, and interventionist way to deal with worldwide relations. Communists became related with outsiders and hostile to American qualities. Accordingly, Americans became progressively threatening toward the Soviet Union during this time frame.
Oh, interesting. And where did the Cold War take place?
Well, I remember it began around the times of the surrender of Nazi Germany in 1945, where it was between the United States and the USSR.
Oh, yeah, and I remember that they were on the continents from Europe, Africa, Asia, and America. So, do you know what opinion did the general public have of the Cold War?
Most of the residents were blissful and carried on with comfortable and fruitful lives. Nonetheless, some were miserable and dreaded by the Soviet attacks or the atomic conflict. Atomic readiness turned into a lifestyle, and many schools and organizations rehearse dog and cover drills if there should be an occurrence of an occasion.
And what type of weapons did the two world powers have at their disposal?
They were mainly nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons. They have fostered a wide exhibit of substance arms, including gagging, rancor, blood, and aggravation specialists. During World War II, Germany created nerve specialists, for example, Thomann, Suman, and Sarin.
Thank you very much for the interview. Finally, my conclusion. My opinion is that I always found out very interesting the historical events around the world, but mostly the ones that had a very deep background according to their names, terms, or where they started, especially the Cold War. I will never imagine that none of the countries wanted to start the war so that the other would know. No, they attacked each other without having established it correctly or legally. And I'm very amazed by the huge power that US got in those times. Also, the two systems of economy, I've been thinking in which I like the most, but I will say that a mix of both will be just epic, since each one has very good and fundamental ideas of management of increasing money in their countries, but they may have different benefits. So that was all for the investigation video from this homework. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.